What's up, everybody? It's your boy King Phantom coming to another video on my channel. Today, we're going to be in a guide for the brand new god Amaterasu. She is a female warrior and the first warrior in the new Japanese pantheon. Now, honestly, it was kind of strange that they actually released it at the end of season 2 instead of the start of season 3, because I'd rather it would have been the start of season 3. But whatever, I'm glad that she's out because she's pretty fun. I played her a lot in the PTS, and I've played her on a couple games on the live client, and I've tried out several different builds, several different ways to play her. I think I found the best way to play her. Like I said, I've also consulted some YouTubers and just watched a lot of other people play her. I feel like I found the best possible build. Now, looking at her, she is obviously bae, like Cassie, but I don't know what these pants are. Like I don't know what that is. That's just weird. And those shoes, like what are those shoes? But I'm gonna stop disrespecting her. So let's go ahead and get into the build. So how I'm gonna start doing these, because I kind of took an account of my last guide. Why did it just freeze? Why is everything always happening live? I literally just was in God build. Okay, that's awkward. What I'm gonna start doing is I'm gonna do characters like this, Amaterasu, you're really gonna not build really different. So top one's gonna be for physical, bottom's gonna be magical. These are gonna be the acts you're gonna pick up, and these are gonna be the situational items that you can sub out. Alright, so starting with the physical, I always start with Bluestone here. Now usually I started with Death's Toe, but then I found that Bluestone really just helps clear and helps you with your early game, because your early game is honestly not that strong. You're more of like a mid to late game god, especially because you're more of like a supportive character with your one. So like the Bluestone just helps you, because if you go with Death's Toe, you should expect to get pushed under your tower and then just lose a whole bunch of gold. And then the other person's going to be able to rotate, and it's just not going to be fun. Like I said, people who have AoE auto attacks like Osiris, Bellona, Death's Toe's awesome on them. But Bluestone is more for like casters, like this. So always, I go Bluestone, and then second, I always start with, where is it at? Why is it? I clicked boots. Okay. I always start with boots 1 and 4 health for mana, or 4 health for multi. Now usually I do go the mana potions, but you can also go the multi just in case you think you're going to get poked a lot. But like I said, starting boots 1 is generally the best thing because it gives you a lot of time to farm, and overall it's the safest. Now, what I like to do, since I'm going against a physical god, like I'm going against a warrior, Ichivol is awesome because you do use your auto attacks a lot, especially with your passive. Ichivol just helps it because it gives you a good amount of attack speed and it gives you penetration, which is actually pretty cool. And then, like I said, the passive, which is really the reason why you're picking this up, it gives you more power and it takes away theirs. So you're basically stealing their power. It's a very, very good item. Next thing you're going to get is Frostbound. It gives you a good amount of health, physical power, and the passive is very amazing for locking people down, especially with the Ichivol. It's so easy to, with the Frostbound, it's so easy to stack up the Ichivol because you slow them and also reduce their attack speed. So really, nobody can box you, because Amaterasu is a very, very, very good boxer in lane. And not really so much team fights, because you don't really box people in team fights, but in lane, with like the 1v1 boxing, it's actually like pretty cool to box people, because like I said again, with their passive and then Frostbound, you're like, you ain't going nowhere, fam. But next thing I like to do the double hammer build. You're going to go from Frostbound to Runeforge. Now you can intertwine them, do Runeforge then Frostbound, but I do like getting the Frostbound online first. Frostbound, it's an overall good weapon. Gives you 55 physical power, physical protection, a good amount of health, and like I said, the passive is pretty good because you're a warrior. You're going to have a lot of physical defense, and this just gives you extra power since you're not really building power, like things for power, because you're not going to have like freaking 200, 300 power at the end of the game. So this gives you what you kind of need. Next time I like to get Highly Urchin. Honestly, once you get this online, you're gonna become a super tank. It gives you a good amount of health, mana, and protections are actually pretty good. And it's actually one of the best defensive items in the game once you stack it up to max stacks, which is 10. It's so good. It gives you 20 extra, So you're gonna look at to getting 65 physical, 65 magical, all in one item, along with the health and mana. It's pretty good, and it's like literally, it's not bad. It's pretty cost efficient. Once you get it, which is in my eyes, it's pretty cool. It's only 100 more than Frostbound, and what it gives you, it's overlook. Last thing I like to get my Guardian Mail regardless, because everyone auto attacks in the game. There's really no way that you don't auto attack. And this is just going to give a very good slow. It actually does combo with Frostbound. I believe there is no DR, I'm pretty sure. Or I think there's like some competitions, like I think like Witchblade Frostbound, you actually don't reduce their attack speed at all. I think there's like certain combinations, but I do know Frostbound and Guardian do combo together. And if I'm wrong, please tell me in the comment section. But this gives you 300 health and 60 magical protection, which is very, very, very good. That gives you a whole lot more power combination with the Rune Forge. And the passives, like I said, really what you're picking it up for. You get 30% chance to slow your enemy and their attack speed. So the movement speed and attack speed for 30 seconds, for 2 seconds, which is very, very, very awesome. Like, I love this item so much. It's becoming one of my favorite. And now, usually, I would solve an Edge Evolve or something, but honestly, I kind of am starting to like a late game. But if you can pick up a whole bunch of items. Like I said, you can pick up a Chin Size if you want to do more damage. You can actually pick up a Jotuns because the abilities aren't actually that bad. You can pick up a Chin Size. But, like I said, generally, I like to keep it. You can actually also pick up a Titan's Mane if you want. But it's really up to you. But I kind of like keeping these core items here. Now, if I'm going against a magical lane, like a Jing 10, a Zhong Kui, stuff like that, if I'm going against magical people in the soul lane, like mages, I do again start Bluestone. Again, I start Warrior Tabby. This is honestly your best bet to help out your early game. And like I said, Warrior Tabby, it's always good. Like I said, I really wouldn't go Ninja Tabby any god besides Shibalanke. Yeah, probably just Shibalanke. Well, okay, you're going to get Warrior Tabby. Next thing you're going to get Stun a Guy, because this gives you lots of sustain in lane. As well, it gives you the magical resist. But something that a lot of people actually do not know, which I've kind of theory crafted myself and also found it from other people, health is a very, very, very important stat against magicals. Because most physicals, like Warriors, ADC, and like ADCs, they have like sustained damage that keep hitting you. It's like it's a constant thing, as well like assassins. They keep hitting you. But mages, like let's say Poseidon, he hits you with his Whirlpool Kraken, and also his like tidal wave. That's about it. And then like he's not Poseidon anymore. So if you get more health, that takes more damage that it takes to actually kill you. So let's say you have 1500 health, and the Kraken actually does 1500. Like his combo does 1500 health. You're going to be dead. But if you have more health rather than defense, which you can buy penetration for, it's going to take more for him to kill you because he can only burst so much. So health is a very, very important stat against magicals, which that will come in handy later. Is why I'm gonna get one of the items. So next thing you're going to get Frostbound. Again, I love getting Frostbound on gods. I feel like it's one of the best items in the game. And the fact that it's so good, it used to be even better. It used to be even better. Like, some people used to start out with what's called Heavy Hammer, I think. Yeah, a lot of people actually would even like load out the base with Heavy Hammer. That's how good this item used to be. And the fact that it's still good is amazing. Like I said, it gives you health, power, and the slow is fantastic. Like I said, again, you're going to get the double hammer. Like I said, it gives you health, so which actually, like I said, it works against the mages as well, even though you're getting physical defense. As long as the physical defense helps you take towers, creeps, objectives, like everything is basically does physical damage. It basically does physical damage. That's why you're going to want to get a lot of it. But say it does come with diminishing efficiency. But at the same time, like I said, second get never really hurts. You're going to want to get the hide because since you're only wanting one magical defensive item, they can eventually shred through it. But like I said, this gives you just 65 if you stack it up all the way and 45 at base, which is pretty good, bringing you to how much do you get at the start? Like I think you do gain okay, you start at 21, and then if you get both items, let's say you don't stack them up at all, you end up with 123. And then, like I said, if you get the bonus 20, you're going to be at, oh, you get 163, I'm sorry. You're going to end up getting 183, which is pretty good. There's no way they're going to burst you. You get, I think, 70 something percent. There's like a calculator where you can calculate. You get like 70 something percent mitigation on their ability. Who the heck just, no, go away. I don't know who wants me to be a part of it. I'm good. I'm trying to do a video. Like I said, this gives you a crap ton of stats, which all help out. And then, next thing, people might be going like, why are you getting Soul Eater? It's lifesteal, physical defense. Why? Well, here's why. You get 300 health, which actually does give you more. Come on, highlight. Which actually gives you only 25 less than Frostbound, and Frostbound gives you a crap ton. Actually, doesn't it give more on Runeforge? Okay, and it's 50 less than Runeforge, which is like freaking awesome. Like, hold on, I'll show you like the end game without the Soul Eater. Like, this gives you health, which again helps mages not burst you down so quickly. Gives you lifesteal, which is good again for boxing. It gives you attack speed, which you do use your auto attacks a lot, especially with your passive. And since you're not getting the Edge of All, you're going to be able to get the attack speed from somewhere else. Even though it's not going to be as much, you're going to still get a lot. And you're going to be getting physical power, which again, since you're not inherently buying stuff for physical power, this does gives you a decent amount, which helps out. And then the final thing, you're going to get physical protection, which again, you guys know what physical protection does. It basically mitigates most damage in the game. And look at the stats here. Once I add the Soul Eater, look at that. Boom. I go from 3135 health to 3400 health, which is fantastic. Fantastic. I get 1.39 attack speed, which is alright. And then the lifesteal helps me keep me in fights. And then the Stone of God plus Soul Eater. Good luck killing me, dog. Good luck killing me. Next thing is actives. Now the actives that you're going to want to get, you're going to get Heavenly Agility because she does have a heal, as well as it helps the whole entire team out against slows and speeds everyone up. Like say if you have a Mercury in your team, you basically are giving him free physical power, actually along with your passive as well, which is pretty, no, not your once passive, which is pretty nice. You're going to get Heavenly. For the CC, honestly, you're going to always get that. Like the reason why I don't have teleport in here, because if you're in solo lane, you're almost likely going to get teleport. So it's going between these 4 items here. Like I said, you're going to get purification beads if that allows CC. You can also use it aggressive. Let's try to think. Do you have any low cooldowns you can use to bead cancel? I don't think you have anything that's that low to where you can like use it, do something, beads, and use it again. I actually will have to look at that when we go to the ability section. But like I said, beads go on every single god. Helps out. You can never go wrong getting beads. Weaken and Curse, like I said, if you need anti-heal, since we're inherently not getting Pestilence, which you can get, but we'll talk about that a little bit later. Like I said, this does give you the 60% heal reduction, which is pretty nice. And then we're going to get Blink. Now, I actually tested the Blink out only once. And like I said, I tested everything multiple times. Actually, Blink's not that bad because what you can do is you can actually blink and you can ult. And like getting away from, and once you get 2 seconds in ult, they're slowed. And then it's almost guaranteed 3rd hit, which stuns them. Which is pretty good for your initiation. The only other way you can initiate is using your dash, which you don't really want to use your dash unless you're trying to silence or get away. I mean, it does a decent amount. It actually does a lot of damage, actually. But I personally don't like using the dash just to initiate. Unless, like, I'm trying to silence somebody. I don't want to use it just to get in. I want to actually use it to silence somebody, probably. Now, like I said, these are the 4 items that you could sub out for, and I'll tell you why. Peasants, like I said, they have, like, a Ra, Zonquay. Let's see, who else freaking heals in the game? I don't know who else freaking. I don't even know who else. I know Sylvanas, Chiron, like basically anybody that heals, and actually it does affect regeneration, so like HP 5 and all that stuff. It actually does go against that. So like I said, Pestilence is a pretty good item. It actually does give decent stats, 65 magical protection along with 300 health, which is not that bad at all. It's pretty good actually. But like I said, generally you don't want to put this anywhere in build, but if you have to, like I said, if they have like 2 healers, you're most likely going to want to do that. When you get Blade, because like I'm pretty sure 90, maybe 80% of the guys in the game have a slow, and souls are pretty good in this game, honestly. Like, basically, like lowering someone's movement speed, being able to get away. That's like awesome. like you can have a slow, you can have a slow. Everyone have a slows, and like I know there was a guy in the game that that used to half your movement speed. Actually, someone might still half your movement speed. I don't remember exactly what it was. But it's like you're basically like stuck in quicksand. I think it was like old Ao Kwong. Like you was literally like you might as well be like rooted. Oh my gosh, it was freaking nasty. But Hyde the Urchin, like I said, if they have like a Mercury, you're want to get Hyde over Midgardian because like he's Captain One Punch. The One Punch is gonna hurt him back because this gives not really a lot of health, but the physical defense is amazing. It's actually the highest efficient defensive item in the game. Like you get the most mitigation out of this item here, and also the passive, which all the auto attacks that people hit you with, it gets reflected back. So the minions, probably like the Fire Giant, Gold Fury, and importantly, freaking Mercury. Freaking hate that god. Mercury, they're gonna hurt themselves by hitting you. You can actually combo out with Shield the Underworld, which I don't have it because you only get 4 slots here. But you can actually get Shield the Underworld if you want to combo with it, so nobody will hit you, and you can just hit them. Another thing, if they have a Soul, a Freya, something like that, you can actually get the Runic Shield. Like, you don't always have to get the Runic Shield, but if you feel like, oh my gosh, I have to like slow them down in some form of way, you get 25 physical power, 50 magic protection, which it's modest, not the greatest thing ever. It's not, I mean, it's not bad, but you can get better stuff. But this does cut down their physical power by 50, which actually does hurt their scaling. It's actually very underrated, like how much this takes away from the power, as well as the attack speed. Like I said, it's an aura item, so you don't have to. All you have to do is walk up to him and it applies, which is pretty nice. So that's the actual build I like. Like I said, I don't really like change it up too much. I usually just go with the core builds. Like I said, if you ever need like different stuff like situational items, you can put them here. Now abilities. Now there's like a lot of debates over what you should level up. I mean, like the second thing, like everyone knows you level up this first. Like there's really no reason not to. But we'll go break down every single ability and how I like to level them up. Now her passive. Really? Are you really being that guy? Okay. Don't know what that was about. But her passive. Sorry. It's called Illuminating Strike. So basically, every time you auto attack somebody, it gives you a stack of Illuminating Strike, and once you get 3 stacks on the same target, you get a 10% increase on that target. And actually, what it does, it actually like gives a wave out. I don't actually know how far it is. I know it lasts for 5 seconds. I don't know how far it goes out. But like any target like near it gets that same aura. So like the minion, if you stack on a minion and there's a god next to it, and the god's caught like in the little aura thing, now the god's going to be under the same aura. It don't spread. It doesn't chain. But like any god inside the aura gets the same effect. Like I said, it lasts for 5 seconds, which is pretty good. Now like I said, you're going to have to constantly hit and refreshing that anyway, so it's nice. Like I said, that's where the Itch of All helps, the Frostbound helps, stuff like that. It really helps. Now the first ability is Divine Presence. So basically what this does, this is a stance change. It's not really like a stance change, it's more like an aura change. Basically every time you activate it, you'll get a heal. It gives you 5% of your physical power, which does not give you much, but it's a decent heal per tick. I believe it ticks 4 times actually, so at max rank you get 60. Yeah, I don't feel like doing math. Like 200 something base heal, which is not that good. But at the same time, a heal is a heal. You're getting health back, which you cannot complain about that. It's a free health pot, basically. It's a free freaking health pot, and it's 9 seconds. You get basically a free pot every 9 seconds. So yeah, you can't complain about that. And the first thing I believe you start out in is your Benevolent Stance. I don't really know how you say it. It gives you a movement speed aura going up from starting at 5, going to 25% movement speed. So basically, you and the people around you will get increased movement speed, which is pretty good at the start of the game. Like I said, if you're trying to chase someone down, the aura is pretty good. How far is the aura actually? Does it say? I don't actually know what the radius is. It's not actually a huge radius. They kind of have to be like up on you a little bit. You can't really go that far away from them to get the aura. So you kind of have to be close together. Which actually, an AoE team comp against Amaterasu is pretty good because people are going to want to be next to her to get the aura. And if you get like an Agni's pretty good against Amaterasu because like I say, he can just throw bombs on her and everyone around her and stun them all, which is like I said, it's pretty nice. But her Valor gives her bonus power, starting from 5 going all the way to 35 base. It's just base, no percentage. It's kind of I like it. Saying it's more for like engaging the enemy or like doing an objective. The power is good there, but mostly you're going to want to be in movement, your benevolent stance just to get the bonus movement speed, because movement speed probably is the most valuable stat in the game besides maybe like health, probably maybe penetration, but I really like movement speed. It's pretty nice. Second thing you're going to get, the second ability she has is called Heavenly Reflection. This is what, why was I pointing behind me? This is basically like, this is what her mirror comes into play. Basically, her mirror, once you do it, you practice, you actually get a damage mitigation, which is actually pretty good. It starts at 3%. Now, I don't know if it's passive, so I don't know if it's passive mitigation or not. No, not passive mitigation. Why would it be passive if you have active freaking ability? So basically, you get 3 to 15% mitigation. It only works on you, but it's like mitigation. You get so much with this ability. So basically, what you're going to do, you're going to mirror. There's going to be like a little line in front of you, and now it's going to charge up by itself. It's like what, 5 seconds? What does it say? 5 seconds. Okay. So it's going to charge for 5 seconds. There's going to be a line in front of you. Now, damage you do and damage that gets taken to you, it charges up the mirror, adding power. As you guys can see at the bottom of it, actually I don't think you guys can actually see it. It gives you full charge damage, which it goes from 50 to 250, so you get that much bonus power on it. And the actual base damage goes from 50 to 250 with 60% physical power, which is not bad. I think this is like probably with the same scaling as Thanatos. So I think if you let's say you go bluestone power pot, which gives you 35 damage, it actually gives you 21, I believe. I hope my math. Someone please tell me if my math's correct. So bluestone power pot gives you 35 damage, and if you get the percentage, that gives you 21. I like college. Math is awesome. I hate math so much. It's actually my favorite subject, but I hate it the most. But like I said, it's a decent cooldown, 14 seconds, so you're not going to be able to spam it, but at the same time, you're going to get what you need out of it. And you can actually cancel it early, really, and you will still get the charge that you got into it, but you can cancel it early. It won't give you as much damage, but like I said, it'll give you quicker damage. Now, her dash is actually, like I said, it has a decent amount of utility with it. It actually is a 1 second silence, so you have to hit them to get the silence. And it actually goes through minions. So let's say you got your wave here and the god's standing right behind it. You actually dash through all the minions and stop at the god. So like it does not go through gods, it only goes through minions. So you can actually like dash, like say you can dash through the wave, hit the gods, silence them so they can't use any abilities. It actually gives you a lot of base power damage. It starts from 70, goes to 310, which I think is her highest ability. Yep. Gives you the most like base power in an ability, and it's also 60%, so it gives you, I believe, like I said, 21 at the start, which is pretty nice. It's actually an 18-second cooldown, so again, that's why I'm saying I don't like to use it as initiation all the time, because if you need to get out, you're probably not going to have your dash. Like I said, you'll be pretty tanky, so you probably won't need to really get out, but there will be situations where you will need to get out. Now, our last thing is called Dazzling Offensive. This is like basically old school Guan. That's how everyone kind of categorizes Amaterasu. Like she has a Guan use, like release Guan use ult, which basically like what he did. He basically took his staff, hit it like this 4 times, and it added stacking abilities or stacking debuffs, I should say. For her case, she hits you once, does damage. It does the base damage that says. But then if you hit them twice, they actually a slow. I don't actually know how much the slow is. Does it say? No, it does not say. I'll probably have to try to calculate what the slow is. So I'll have to take the movement speed and to find out what the difference is. but I'll do that another time. But say you get the slow on the second hit, and on the third hit, it's actually a stun. So like I said, if you hit all 3 of the hits, you actually stun them for 2 seconds, which is actually like pretty good. What you're getting out of this ability, you're getting so much out of this ability, and actually what it does, it actually increases I think 20%. I can actually just read it. Yeah, the second hit will do 20% more damage and slow them, and then the third hit will do 40% damage and stun them. But like I said, she must hit the target all like consecutively. So like you can, and also you can hit multiple people with it. So let's say you're in a team fight, and you're going like, oh no, we need some CC. So what you do, you like, if the enemy's grouped up, you can actually hit 3 people with the same ability, and you can stun all of them, and you can actually do so much damage because it's base 275, which I said it does stack in damage, which you can actually like blow someone up with this. It's pretty good. So how I like to do the abilities: start out with my 2, go to my 3. Now you have option here. You can actually go into the 1, which maybe if you're jungling with Amaterasu, which is possible. I don't really like as much as solo. But if you want to get the aura for some reason, or you need the heal, you cannot get the 2. Generally, I'll get the 2 again. Get the 1, get the ult, get the 2, get the 2. Actually, you're gonna max out the 1 second. You're gonna get the ult, get the 2, get the 1, get the 1, get the ult, get the 1, get the 3, get the 3, get the ult, get the 3, get the 3, get the ult. Basically, you're gonna max out 2, or you're gonna max out 4, 2, 1, 3. I told like the reason why people might ask why you're not maxing out the 3 is because while it does give you more damage, the 1 itself gives you so much more utility. That's why I like maxing out second. And like I said, you're going to want to get this because this is like your main damaging ability and your wave clear and stuff like that. And plus, it gives you more damage mitigation, which is hard to pass up. So that's gonna be the God. Words. Thank you. That's gonna be the God, guys. God, guys. GGG, boys. But I do like this God. I really do. Now, where this God goes, I don't know if there's gonna be nerfs at all. I mean, I imagine there's probably gonna be nerfs because people are going to be complaining about this God because this God does have a lot of strong points. I believe she's probably an S tier. I don't believe she's like broken like Release Bologna or Release Guan Yu. I don't think she's on that level. But at this moment, she would probably be first pick, first ban. I don't really know exactly where she sits according to Bologna and Jing 10. But I think she stacks up pretty nice. Because like her team fight is amazing. Her landing phase is amazing. Her boxing potential is amazing. She doesn't really have objective clear, but neither really do Bologna and Jing 10. They're more for like zoning and stuff, which she can do well. Like I said, you generally want to build her just like tank and a little bit of power, and you should do completely fine. So like I said, that's gonna be God, this was a freaking 28-minute video. Jesus Christ. What did I freaking talk about? So I hope you guys like it. Like I said, I will be posting more guides in the future. So stay tuned. Like, favorite, and subscribe. And see ya!